Let's just be real. Caitlyn Clark is a better player than Angel Reese. She is. It has something to do with race. And Angel Reese is also a villain. All of those are true. You know what I'm saying? One thing can be true, two things can be true, three things can be true at the same time. Right? So let's just be real. Like you say, it started back in college. Angel Reese feels some type of way that Caitlyn Clark is getting this attention, or not only Angel Reese, but the entire WNBA, that, hey, she is the reason, Caitlyn Clark is the reason that people are watching the WNBA now.
Coach Scott, I'm going to start with you. All right. See, what I want to do this show, I just want a barbershop talking. All right. I just really want a barbershop talking, man. And slow it down and ask you your opinion on this thing, looking from the outside in, right? The WNBA, we know, and we're gonna actually take a look at what some clips, and one of them with Angel Reese, and also gonna take a look at Chris Broussard and some things that he had to say concerning not even just the WNBA but the Chicago Tribune, which was freaking crazy. But we know this thing started back in college, LSU and Iowa, right? National championship. You can't see me. One person did it. It was fine. Another person did it. It was a problem. We know where this started from, and it's been following ever since then. Now, what people are really, and I get it, this is a touchy subject matter. You know, you ain't gonna make everybody happy. Some people gonna say you a racist or this and that, but I want to talk about it and ask the question, because we got to be honest with ourselves. Does race really play a part in what's going on? Because it started, like I said, it started back in college. It followed all the way to the WNBA. There seems to be a certain level of protection. There seems to be one player being ignored, one player being spotlighted, when, as the one player being ignored stated, they're coming to see me as well. Why do you think, and the only reason I'm asking about the race thing is because it's been brought up, Coach. Before I even go any further into that, what's your thoughts on this? And whatever they are, touch on the thing, so maybe we could put it to rest. Touch on the race. Is that playing a factor in what we're seeing, or are people just looking too deep into it?
Honestly, I think race plays a factor in pretty much any social construct as it pertains to athletics, as it pertains to business, as it pertains to many different avenues or domains in life. Race plays a major part in that. And when you talk about athletes that have, you know, amassed so many amounts of professional hours or skill set hours in their craft, and when you get to the level of being a professional athlete, you know, the bar has been set and you've attained it. And it's terrible that we have to, as a nation of people, be so we use the word in business, EI, your emotional intelligence. We play down our emotional intelligence because we want to stay away from the taboo topic of race. But, you know, again, I think to answer your question directly, I think race plays a part in many facets, and it's definitely playing a part currently with the current climate as it pertains to the WNBA for sure.
Coach Dale, I mean, your thoughts. Do you think Caitlyn Clark is getting more spotlight time or more media coverage more than Angel Reese? Is it just because she's a better player, or is it because Angel Reese is the villain, or is it because there's some race factor playing into this? What are your thoughts?
It's a combination of all. Let's just be real. Caitlyn Clark is a better player than Angel Reese. She is. It has something to do with race. And Angel Reese is also a villain. All of those are true. You know what I'm saying? One thing can be true, two things can be true, three things can be true at the same time. Right? So let's just be real. Like you say, it started back in college. Angel Reese feels some type of way that Caitlyn Clark is getting this attention, or not only Angel Reese, but the entire WNBA, that, hey, Caitlyn Clark is the reason that people are watching the WNBA now. They don't like that. But the truth is the truth, right? I got to throw some numbers out here, right? I got to throw these numbers out here. There was, in the non-Caitlyn Clark games, that took place last weekend. Let me give you some of these numbers: 7,600, 4,015, 9,800, 7,000 people in attendance, 3,200, 10,000 people in attendance, 7,000 people. Right? That was approximate the non-Caitlyn Clark games. Caitlyn Clark played 2 games last weekend. 17,000 people in attendance in both games. Okay? The Lakers, the Los Angeles Lakers, one of the most popular professional sports team in all the world, averaged 18,000 people in attendance per game. Caitlyn Clark's game was 17,000. Let's put some perspective here now. Put these things in perspective. She is the reason that people are watching and paying attention to the WNBA right now. It is what it is. We can't get away from that. I'm sorry. We can't get away from it. Is Angel Reese a part of it as well? Yes, she does play a part in it, but mainly it's because of Caitlyn Clark. People want to see her play, and also people want to see her fail. It is what it is.
That second part is a fact, and we can use certain basketball players in the men's league same way. People watch just to see if they're gonna fail, if they want to fail. Hey, take us to the breakdown scene. I want to play a couple words by Angel Reese herself, and I want to get your thoughts on this. This is what Angel Reese said yesterday. Let me play it. And Coach Scott, what are your thoughts about this?
I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. It's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game, and Kennedy has been here before, obviously, but there are so many great players in this league that have deserved this for a really, really long time. And luck.
There are so many players that have deserved this for a really, really long time. Take us back to the main scene. All right. So with that being said, Coach Scott, does she have a point? I mean, people watching me too. But the numbers that Coach JL just put out is saying, well, I don't know. They primarily coming to watch Caitlyn Clark. But why is that? Because can you have a good superhero without a villain? Can you have a good villain without a good superhero?
That's a good paradigm. In your point, no, you can't have a great superhero without a villain. That's just me. Angel Reese makes some great points. But here's what I want to push back on. Here's my pushback. I know Coach J.O. gave some numbers. Angel Reese has been playing phenomenal basketball since college. We know this. She's a champion in college. Caitlyn Clark is not a champion. She's been twice, but she's not a champion. 11 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Angel Reese. As a rookie, that is a formidable starting your career, cranking the engine up, getting things going. Caitlyn Clark, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. That's a way to get your career going. But in the paradigm, their points, their rebounds, the assists, they're on a comparable level. They're not. It's not like it was when they were in college. The spacing is a lot different. You're playing with more talented women, and that 25, 30 point per game average, it's no longer there. Now, I'm not saying Caitlyn Clark is not a phenomenal player, but here's where I think the race plays into it. Names like Shamika Holsclaw, names like Skylar Diggins, names like Cheryl Swoop, names like Dawn Staley, women that have came before and trailblazed basketball and put it on another level as it pertains to how the women's game is played. And they didn't get 17,000 viewers at the game. Why is that? Were they not interesting to watch? Were they not as stellar as Caitlyn Clark? Absolutely. Absolutely not. I wouldn't go as far as to say that. And when you look at their careers, Caitlyn Clark could only hope to have a career like a Shamika Holdsclaw, like a Skylar Diggins, like a Cheryl Swoop, like a Dawn Staley, to be able to produce, win championships, win gold medals, and then also go and coach and win championships. That would be a career that I would say that would solidify success in Caitlyn Clark's eyes. But when you take away the spotlight off of other players and shine it bright on one player, it says something about the game.
I can definitely get that angle and aspect, but Coach J, then I also have to have a question too. Well, what about the other white NBA, WNBA players who are also pretty good and they didn't get that spotlight either? So can we really say Rebecca Lobo, right? She was awesome. So can we put it as race? Probably not looking at it that way. Maybe Caitlyn Clark just has that appeal. And as Pat McAfee said, though, I ain't gonna say what he said. Y'all know what he said.
Yeah. Don't
we get canceled before we get started. But but no, I mean, I got what Pat McAfee was saying though. He wasn't saying it to me even before I saw the apology. I got what he was saying. He was saying it as a compliment, not so much as an insult. But when you're on TV, you got to watch how you compliment, right? It just don't come off right. But looking at it from that way, does she just have that pull, Coach Jo?
She does. I'm sorry, she does. Like, let's be real. Caitlyn Clark has been crowned the best women's college basketball player of all time. She has. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Now, whether we agree with that or not, it is what it is. That's what she's been crowned. Now, other people might say that they are worthy of that title or to have that crown, but she was. She was. Now, is she a spectacular player? She is. Yeah. She is. She's spectacular. She can pass. She can shoot. She can dribble. She can handle the ball. It's almost like a Steve Nash, like Steph Curry type feel. And people want to watch it. People want to watch the highlight play. I'm sorry, you all. She is what it is. I know the crowd, the people might not like it. And because it is a race thing. It is. Because she is a white girl and they're not used to the white players taking over the sport of basketball. It is what it is. Whether it's in the NBA
that's facts.
Or whether it's the WNBA. It is what it is. It's almost like, well, she doesn't supposed to do this. She doesn't supposed to have this spotlight, but she has it. She has it right now. Now, will she keep it? That's up to her. That's up to her. That's how she performs. Because right now, with the crying, with the whining, and wanting to be baby, that's not gonna benefit you. Yeah. It's not gonna benefit you at all. You know what I'm saying? You getting these technical fouls, even though she got 3 technical fouls in 9 games. That's not good. That's not good either. It's not.
Yeah. That's kind of Rasheed Wallace's.
So
hey,
it's up to her. She has the spotlight and she can elevate this game to heights that it hasn't been, but it's on her to do it.
Well, when you this new era of basketball, I guess even in WNBA, but when you're not done with the 90s and when you're not done with the 80s and when you're not done with the 70s, you understand we had some great white basketball players. My favorite of all time being Larry Legend. All right, so when you're not done with those eras, you understand that great basketball players came in white, black,
right.
Well, that's whatever color, right? Tall, short.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. If you were a great basketball player, you're a great basketball player. And that's why I kind of want the conversation to stay within the realms of basketball. We always making stuff so personal. And I really want to talk about it because I think we have 3, whether we agree on everything or not, we have 3 men that think logically and can understand, like, listen, basketball is basketball. All right. If she shot the ball, it went in. It doesn't matter if she was Hispanic, black, white, Asian. She shot the ball. She's making the threes. She's making the points. Angel Reese, don't matter. She's making the point. She's playing. She's a great basketball player. So let's leave it there. Now, here's what I want to end off with. Take us back to the breakdown report. I want to go over something. And here's the problem in this situation. other people are making this more than what it's supposed to be. And this is what's causing basketball fans to start to question whether this is a race thing. And Chris Broussard, he's going to touch on this. They touched on this about 2 days ago on their show, but he's going to touch on this. Something the Chicago Tribune wrote, I felt was really, they need to come back and apologize. They need to delete the article. They need to get rid of it. And I want you guys to hear this if you guys haven't heard it already. They need to get rid of this crap. All right. Talking about assault, the foul that was on Caitlyn Clark and she fell. Oh, it would have been assault. Have you forgotten about Chicago, the Michael Jordan Bulls and the Isaiah-led Detroit Pistons when they used to body slam this man from the sky? When he jumped, they were pulling him down to the ground. Was that assault? No, it's basketball. It's sports. But then when you write stuff like what we're about to listen to right now, this is when people start to make these wild accusations, and this is a part of the problem. Let's take a look at this, and you guys, hey, tell me your thoughts.
It's okay. You know what?
If I'm trashing anybody,
who's you trashing?
No, I'm trashing the Chicago Tribune.
Okay.
They wrote an editorial. I'm gonna let Rob G summarize it and then get into my thoughts. Came out yesterday, editorial.
It's an editorial that came out, and people.
This is an editorial for the entire paper.
It's their editorial board, not
right?
in the sports department.
I understand.
Not a sports column or anything like that.
So rather than just summarize it, I'm going to read 2 small paragraphs and let you guys be the judge. But this is the gist of the story in the Chicago Tribune. The foul committed by Chicago Sky guard Kennedy Carter was egregious. Outside of a sporting contest, it would have been seen as an assault. Even within a sporting context, it was bad. They add later.
Really?
There's more, Chris. I want you to hear this last part. She has to compete, talking about Caitlyn Clark, on her own merits. But basketball has rules, and if the WNBA chews her up and spits her out because it is too afraid of being called racist to protect her from a racially tinged animosity, or indeed from fouls such as the one Carter committed.
Now, right here, and I'm going to keep playing. This is now it's the Chicago Tribune bringing us into this, right? Now, this is what's really starting the conversation. Instead of just letting it be, white girl, black girl, Asian girl, Latina girl, women, period. Just let them play basketball. They're bringing this into the equation. Instead of, you guys know how rookies are when you first come into the league. They do all type of stuff to rookies. Anybody who's ever played ball knows that. Yeah, you got to be a rookie in the pro league. You could be a freshman on the varsity team somewhere, and it happens. That's what it is. But to bring this in like the WNBA, you guys are afraid to protect Caitlyn Clark because of the racial, like all of that is unnecessary, and they should be ashamed of themselves. Let's keep listening.
It will have done a huge disservice to its own game now at a major inflection point, thanks in no small measure to, yes, Caitlyn Clark.
I'm trashing the Chicago Tribune. That's weak. Weak. It would have been assault away from a basketball court. How much wouldn't be an assault? What fouls, Rob, wouldn't be an assault away from a basketball court?
I'm assuming that they've never seen a Chicago Blackhawks game, Chris. Assault happens every 10 seconds.
Football? Watch the Bears lately?
Right. Stop.
Now they're getting assaulted. They're not doing much assaulting, but they get, really? Come on, man. And I'm sorry, Rob, there's been a lot of talk from people saying that Caitlyn Clark is getting all this attention, or at least a lot of it, because she's white, because it's racism. I haven't seen it that way. I have said, look, Diana Taurasi is white. Breanna Stewart is white. Sue Bird, Sabrina Ionesco, a lot of WNBA stars or college stars have been white in female basketball. And none of them were championed like Caitlyn Clark. None of them captured the imagination of the public like Caitlyn Clark. So I think it's the way she plays. Like Steph Curry, kind of logo threes, great ball handling, great passing, vision, all that stuff. But there have been some instances of racism. One of them was when Iowa was invited to the White House, even though they lost to LSU. What?
I agree with that.
All of a sudden, the first time you're going to invite the runner-up to the White House, it just happens to be a virtually all-white team led by a white star. I think that was some racism. And I think this column, which, Rob, if you read the whole thing, is written like Caitlyn Clark is some princess who finds herself lost in a jungle. And oh my, you better protect her. These wild things out there that are going after. That's how it read. Shame on the Chicago Tribune.
With that being said, now he made some valid points. The whole the Iowa thing being invited to the White House, even though you lost. Yeah, I questioned that. That was a little questionable on that. I don't think it would have happened if it was the LSU team and had they lost. Let's just say that. But I think Chris Broussard made some valid points. What say you, Coach Scott?
He hit the nail on the head. I mean, he named some great players that just so happen to be white. But I mean, the Chicago Bruins should be ashamed of themselves.
What they do.
3 days ago, Angel Reese took took a foul, and I actually watching the game, I thought she hit her head, but she took same type of foul. And in the press conference, she said, "I'm a rookie. They're gonna come for me, and that's what I expect. I don't expect them to take it light on me. I plan on paying my dues and continuing to play basketball like I've been playing my whole life." That's how you earn the respect of your peers. That's how you earn the respect in the league. And you don't earn it by continuing to cry, continuing to have people cry for you, to actually build the premise on who you are and how you play.
Facts. Coach Ayo, before we move on to the next segment, what say you? What are your thoughts on what Chris Broussard had to share?
Yeah, the Chicago Tribune should be ashamed of themselves. Like, check this out, right? And this is the problem that I have with a lot of the feminist groups who support the WNBA. And not saying this is Caitlyn Clark's fault or any particular WNBA player, but they talk about equal rights. They talk about they want to be on the same level as the NBA players. They talk about, they want their same attention, the same money as the NBA players, so on and so forth. You even have some who say they can beat NBA players. Cool, right?
They got the Clarissa Shields disease. But go ahead.
But I can remember 2017, this rookie named Lonzo Ball. First game, LA Lakers star, point guard. First game versus the LA Clippers. Pat Bev. He had to go against Pat Beverly. Magic Johnson warned Lonzo Ball and said, "Listen, man, it's coming. He's going to get you. You've been talking, you've been hyped up. He's coming to get you." And Pat Bev took it out on Lonzo. He was bumping him around, throwing him around, and Pat Bev was applauded for it. He was applauded for it. And Lonzo Ball, he was criticized for being weak and not standing up for himself.
Facts.
He was criticized for it.
Yep.
Okay? So why doesn't the same apply to Caitlyn Clark? All right? She isn't a child. All right? She's not a child. Okay? She's a grown woman. She's getting paid like a grown woman. She got $1 million shoe deal. Okay? It is what it is. She got to stand up for herself.
Facts.
She has to stand up for herself. There's no way around it.
Facts. Well, that's the thoughts on that. Is Caitlyn Clark, is she's an all-time great player in college? Yes. Will she be an all-time great player in the WNBA? Most likely. Will Angel Reese be? Most likely. Is yet to be seen for both of them. Let them play ball. It ain't about race. Let them play ball. Let's keep going. But anyway, let's move to the next, segment.